So being asked the question if regular education and special education should merge. Personally, I don't feel as if that would be a good idea. One, pertaining to the students. Students who need more of a special education learning environment might not do as well with the kids who are up to par and or above par when it comes to learning levels. Being an interventionist for 5 years, I did small group instruction, which was about a 1-to-6 ratio max. Lowest would be a one-on-one development. I figured and found out that over time, intervention development, which was not as big of a setting as an in-class setting, I noticed my students gained a lot more from it. The reading levels were higher, and it just seemed like it benefited them to be a little more isolated and learn with students who are learning at the same pace as them. I don't like the idea of separation because we have been talking about inclusion and keeping everybody included, but I feel just based off of statistics and results that I've seen personally with students who were isolated learning in smaller group instruction, I feel did a lot better. After the intervention was over, I felt like they went back and they were able to still communicate with their peers the same without being judged for anything. Never really dealt with any bully situations where children were telling me that they were being bullied because they were in an intervention classroom versus learning amongst all their peers. Coming from Title I schools, I found that teachers were doing about 1 to 32 children per classroom, which is pretty intense. I always felt like a paraprofessional and or teacher assistant was needed in those classrooms just so that everybody could get the equal amount of attention and everybody could learn at the same pace. I like the idea of having people learn together, but I feel like it's always been easier when you can do it amongst people who are learning at the same pace as yourself. I think it's a little bit more of a comfortability factor, and I'm just very statistically driven when it comes to results, and I've noticed that small group intervention and or special education classrooms, they just do better that way. I'm not opposed to it, but I just feel like they shouldn't merge, and all students should be taught in a manner that they can comprehend and that they can use to continue their development of their education all the way down from a kindergarten level, maybe even preschool all the way through high school level. So that's my intake on it. I'm not sure how far it would go or if schools are even doing this already. I would like to know or get a little more information as to if there are education systems where regular education and special education merge. I think that's very important information, but I also think as a parent you should definitely have your choice whether or not you want your child in a regular classroom, knowing that they're a little bit underdeveloped and could possibly fall behind. Thank you.